back. Let us continue, shall we? It happened after Alice and I saw the children back to Spragrix. We chanced to meet Thickwit there, returning from his mission. He'd been shadowing a little bit around the realm, only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he'd been when he just crumbled into the ground. The Triturians are looking after him now, with Alphno standing by, just in case his healing magics are needed. Since I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you and the guard at the Exerdra and the guard at the Exerdra told me where to look. I see it cannot have been easy leaving Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing word to us. Come, let us hurry to Spragrix. Fuck. Oh shit. Ah, damn it. I got set up. Fuck. In my hand. Heck yeah! Fuck, I love this song. The for me is that you're just okay. It appears our friend has already awakened. For that, at least, we can be thankful. Thancred, shouldn't be you be resting? He'll just walk off. If this body bodes ill, and not just for Thancred. Rin found you then? We had to send the children off earlier than planned, but they understood. They dragged you here too, did they? My apologies. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I want to be staying overnight. This episode was not the result of any injury I could find. Thancred's ether, however, did show signs of instability, and I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. And all of this happened without warning. Not exactly. You will doubtless recall the time Uraji nearly drowned and I gallantly went to his rescue. When his water-walking calm failed, he was tired, as were you when you got back. We were both spent, yes, on the account of which you begged us to rest, which, in retrospect, may have been a good idea. The fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, but there was no actual fainting until now. As Alphino observed, I was no I have no lingering injuries, and it must most assuredly isn't old age, which leaves but one likely cause. The link between both body and soul has weakened further. Time grows short. We must complete the spirit vessel, and with all haste. To that end, Akira, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking in on our friend's body, I would have you consult Krell about our plan. If she has any concerns, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. In the meantime, we should go back to laying bare Elizabeth's plot. Thus far, I have learned this much, that in each of the places he had visited, there was been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some manner of misfortune, beasts terrorizing settlements, plight ravaging crops, you know the sort of stuff. Things. All of which serves rather conveniently to make Elizabeth's call for new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And you think these black-clad strangers are Asians? I do, and I fully intend to investigate further, though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. Gods know I've been itching to get out there for a while. Mayhap Iranche, too, can be prevailed upon to join your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of the spirit vessel's construction. It is for Beck Log and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy, we may as well make use of him. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing, however, heedless you are on your own well-being. If you care at all for Rin's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you're needed. Alfino and I will find Orange. All being well, we will have news to share by the time you return. Safe travels, Akira. Lest you misunderstand, I'm not adverse to putting my feet up. It's being cuddled like a brittle-boned non-Adrian that cafes. I know you cross the rift all the time, but please take care. You too, Rin. You too, and your gay girlfriend. Not gay. Well, okay, okay. Goth gay girlfriend. There we go. That's much more better. Because she's definitely goth. Definitely. Like 100% goth. Damn those heels. Anyways. Ba, 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 ba. Hey, Tataru, what's up, girl? Akira, what excellent, I mean, awful timing. You see, our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Krell's hardly had a moment to rest these past few days. So she didn't want everyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. But listen to me. I call myself a receptionist, and I haven't even bothered to ask you why you're here. So they think the Spirit Vessel will be ready soon, and they want to make sure there are no problems at this end. You'd better talk to Krell. She's with the others in Dawn's respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourself, all right? Dawn's respite is through the door. Lead the way when you're ready. Let us commence.
Excuse us. This way.
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary. I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them, as if they were made of wax. Barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation. She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why, I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
As you probably noticed, we've put them in night clothes. I know they're not exactly asleep, but it seemed like the right thing to do. I've made them some new clothes when they wake up, so they have to come back, and they will. What news from the first? I see. Work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul has weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm still able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon. So if the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, if you seek to draw upon Allegan wisdom, we could do worse than consult an expert in the field. And I think I know just the man. Time being against us, it may be best if I go and solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. You've come a long way, so do take your ease while you can. Makara, could you spare a moment while Krell goes and finds this expert of hers? There's a gift I was hoping to send to our friends in the first, you see, and since we might be waiting a while, I wonder if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with it. My first attempt turned out well, so now I'm going to make it properly. I'll be in the kitchen at the House of Splendors. Meet me there. Well, I had better be off too. I shall see you soon, either here or at the house, depending on how my patients fare in my absence. It's up. There you are, Akira. As I'm sure you've guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Krell, I can't do much to help our friends directly, but that doesn't mean I've been idle. No, I've been doing my best for the order, taking on this job and to keep our covers full. I've even helped out with the Iscardian restoration. And in the course of all this, my culinary skills have come on quite a bit. So I thought, why not make something for our friends? It's baking in the oven as we speak. Shouldn't be long now. They're baked to perfection, even if don't say so myself. There we go. It's bread, la bread. It's bread. Smells good. Your cake looks like bread. Yeah. It is bread, silly, and not just any old bread. This here is the old world bread, Archon loaf, to be precise. It's what they eat over in Shalian. Simply fair, I admit, but I thought it would remind our friends of home. If nothing else, Krell tells me it's a good source of ether. So it should lend them a bit of strength at least. Mmm. There truly is nothing like the smell of bread fresh from the oven. Krell, and if it isn't Rembros too. Oh, hey! I trust you require no introductions either, Akira. Greetings, my friend. Full glad am I to see you well. I confess, I have a long list of questions to ask you, but I will endeavor to contain my curiosity for the present. I understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of certain elegant technologies. I have been keeping Rambrose apprised of events in the first. Suffice it to say, he knows about the Exarch. If anyone alive can provide insight into the matter, it is him and his fellow sons. Loth as I am to disappoint you after so glowing an endorsement, memory transference was the sole province of Allegan royalty. Its mechanism closely guarded secrets. If any records of them remain, we have yet to find it. To wit, I regret I can offer no solution to your problem. Which begs the question of why I bothered to come here empty-handed as I am. The answer being rather blazely to ask a favor. I would have you relay a message to our comrade. To tell him that we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. Those of us who remained behind have yet to play our part. But when the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so. And then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope in this world and beyond. So tell him that we consider his duty done, and that he should follow his heart now. Forgive me, but do you say this to discourage him from overexerting himself, or to encourage him to hold nothing back? This is for our friend to decide, but either way, I dare say a certain someone will be unimpressed. Well, there you have it, Akira. If you would be so good as to see Rambrose's message and Tataru's bread to their intended recipients, along with my report, of course. Krell, before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try just to make sure everything's as it should be? But of course, I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. And she passes out. Excuse me, Ramboses, as a fellow Shalian, may I trouble you for your opinion? Well, I usually have mine with a good dollop of Ronin berry jam, but I suppose plain is best for sampling purposes. They eat out the bread. I see. Oh no, is it that bad? It is indeed, Tataru, dense and unpleasant, exactly as it should be. Just so, the very taste of home. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed a wealth of culinary wisdom from every corner of the world, but our native cuisine is, shall we say, a little lacking. In Shalian, the majority regarded food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment, save for those few who exactly research the culinary arts. We pay little heed to the nicest of taste and texture. It was against such a catastrophic landscape that what is now called the Archon loaf was born, the creation of an Archon who devoted himself to the study of bodied sustenance. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with nary a care for those qualities which make bread enjoyable. The result is flavor that continues to defy description. Yet for this many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied, and being a damnable convenient way to cater to one's body needs, it quickly found an audience amongst busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich made with this very bread and whatever ingredients happened to be on hand. Oh my god, shut the fuck up about bread. I suspect just about every Archon could say the same. Having been away from home for so long, I thought I might have forgotten the taste, but no, it is all too familiar. How it takes me back. If there is enough, perhaps you can spare some for the Exarch. He is certain to appreciate it. Oh, there's plenty to go around. I'll be sure to wrap up an extra slice. Akira, when you deliver the loaf, please be sure to send everyone my regards. To tell them we're doing everything we can and that we'll be praying for their safe return until the moment they get back. Well, it sounds like it'll do them good. Anyway, And when everything's back to normal, I'll cook something for you too, Akira. Gods know you deserve a treat. That's it. Give me a moment. Oh, oh. Okay. But bum bum. Ah, you are returned. Good, good. There is much to discuss. The others are making their way hither as we speak. Welcome back, my friend. How was your journey? Here's some fucking bread. By the tough Archon bread. However, did you come by this? I swear it had come straight from Charlian. Rambrosus said that he did he. His words are very nearly as heavily as the bread, but I appreciate the sentiment. Should you have the chance, you may tell him that he needn't worry, that which I seek to do, I do of my own volition, and with all my heart. In pursuing this path, I fully expected to earn the censure of our friends and to deserve it, but I shall forge on regardless. Forge on as you yourself did when faced with a similar predicament, so I asked that you have faith in me, in what we do. But we were talking about your journey before the others arrive. I would hear how their buddies fare. Oh, and the bread I shall save for later, though it has been many years. I have not forgotten the feats of machination required to consume it, nor how conductive they are to conversation.
Forgive the delay.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Ascians throughout the realm.
Lest a grave predicament be made to seem hopeless, it should be noted that they are of inferior rank. The black-masked minions who answer to the red.
Yes, a gaggle of schemers attempting to exploit recent events, to sow the seeds of petty conflict. Fortunately, nothing of any great concern has come of their meddling just yet.
We also encountered a number of the Crystarium's former defenders, busily solving this problem and that in a bid to become warriors of light.
Their zeal is to be applauded. 'Tis but a pity I cannot encourage them on their cause.
Not knowing Elidibus set them upon it, no. Both the troubles to be solved and the villains to be vanquished are his doing too, like as not. And so, with apologies to the aspiring warriors of light, I believe it best that we deal with the Ascians quickly and quietly.
I quite agree.
But tell us, what news from the source? How fare our bodies? Oh dear. Then we must redouble our efforts. Not that we've ever stinted in that regard.
This would seem an appropriate moment to ask about the spirit vessel. Tell me you've made some progress.
We have, as it happens. One moment.
The red stones. Then this doth mean...
For the benefit of all, permit us to explain. As you will recall, using white auracite as our starting point, we fashioned a vessel for mind and memory both. Yet, though it served this purpose admirably, the process of imbuing it with one's complete essence proved a somewhat thornier proposition. Simply put, the memory would not accompany the mind, and so we looked to the Allegan's mastery of memory transference for a solution.
This approach was not without its own complications, however, relying as it does upon blood, which inanimate objects, notably, do not possess. We duly explored methods of suffusing the vessel with drops of the aforementioned. Alas, our painstaking experimentation succeeded only in making me feel faint, and singularly failed to imbue the crystal with the necessary properties. It was then that an idea occurred to me, namely that we might fuse the vessel not with normal blood, but with my crystallized essence.
You're doing this for our sakes. So far be it from us to complain. But don't think we haven't noticed what's happening to your arm.
It falls well short of offering up my life in exchange for yours, which was your only stipulated prohibition, as I recall. And it is but a small price to pay for delivering you home.
Assuming it works. We shall soon know if this grisly addition will serve as a suitable conduit for the subject's memory. Though not soon enough to warrant your waiting. The test is like to take a while.
Let us be off then. We have Ascians to attend to, among other things.
Forgive me, but I count 6 vessels, and there are only 5 of us.
One is for testing purposes. I will personally use it to see whether the crystal functions as it should.
And if it does, wouldn't that mean that your soul could also return to the source?
Yes. In theory, at least. But there is a distinct difference between your circumstances and mine. While your corporeal forms want for souls, my past self does not. Mayhap our essences would blend, or mayhap they would curdle. There is no telling what might occur.
And you'd be willing to take that risk?
I would.
I see.
Yasha! Off you go and help your friends. Even assuming the test is success, I doubt that they would feel comfortable leaving with business unfinished. As Beluk said, the test will take a while. I ask for your patience in the meantime. I'm sorry, I know it was childish to storm off like that, and probably to feel the way I do as well. Ugh, pull yourself together, Alice, eh? When our grandfather first decided to journey to Erosia, Alice did not take kindly to my silence on the subject. Don't pretend to understand things you don't, she said, or rather shouted. Having oft been the object of her scorn, I am predisposed to sympathize with the Exarch, but I do understand how she feels better now than ever I did, certainly. It's stupid, but I've never really stopped to think about what would happen once the vessels were complete, and now... No, there's no point. I hope the test is a success, truly. I, for one, support the Exarch's choice. To be alive is to be driven by a purpose, and few are as driven as him. Hast thou a moment, Akira? I would speak with thee on the matter of the Exarch's mooted return unto the source. Thou wilt have observed that our friends spake not in certainties, yet if Lug hath the right of it, 'tis possible to predict the outcome of his plan with some confidence. And it is their assessment that given the opportunity, the Exarch's soul should successfully merge with that of his younger self. Which is not to say the process is without complications. For one, the Exarch hath been subjected to any additional rejoining and experience which will have wrought a change in his ethereal composition, as thou thyself didst demonstrate in merging with Ardbert. However, there existeth an infinity twixt next soul, and this doth give us cause to hope. Yet there remaineth one immutable condition, upon which success doth hinge. The Exarch must needs recognize his past self as simply that himself. As our recent travails have demonstrated, memories are essential to the soul. Any discrepancy in the former may feasibly cause the latter to spurn its former flesh. 'Tis a seeming simple yet complex problem, but for nigh on a century our friend hath striven only to deliver this realm, to deliver thee, and to that singular end did he cast aside his very name, and that he might assume the mantle of the Crystal Exarch. Henceforth, now none can say what choices our friend will make, but I thought it only right that thou be made unaware of these truths. Holy shit, Orange. Fucking hell. Lest there be any doubt, Exarch hath long been aware of the possibilities he but recently unfolded to us. Wherefore he did refrain from sharing them until now. I cannot say. Okay. It's stupid, but it's really to think would have it once. Okay, alright. Okay. Alright. Let's continue in the next episode. Till then, fare thee well.